Good morning, Year 6. Welcome back to Online Learning. Today I'm going to talk to you about our literacy for the coming week. So obviously we have our blog challenge number 3, which is from our Teaching Live sessions. Today we are going to do, I'm going to give you a bit of feedback and I'm going to teach you where you need to go next, because some of us have gone a little bit off-piste with our work. So I'm going to talk you through that today, and that will be our literacy for today. And then this week there'll be a bit of a mix between literacy as in writing lessons and then also some reading lessons, where we'll be reading parts of a book and we'll be thinking about answering questions about that book, but also thinking about an author's intentions, why they've used particular language, vocab, etc. So we're really thinking about, we're being readers, but we're thinking about what the author has done as a writer as well. Okay, so that's the plan for this week, and we'll obviously have our Teaching Live lesson on Thursday. What I would like to just say is well done to those of you who I can definitely tell have watched the videos through to the end, because step by step you're following them. Some of you, what I would really like you to do today is stay on for the whole of this video so that you really understand this task, because we've got some really high quality pieces of writing and you're all capable of it. I just think that the people who are being most successful are following what I'm asking them to do step by step. So I'm going to show you some good examples of work, some areas to be improved upon, and I'm going to pose some questions for you to help you with this blog challenge. Today will be our final day writing this week's blog challenge, because it's quite a small one. And then we're going to move on to reading tomorrow, but we'll also be uploading our blogs as well. Okay, so you were asked to write 8 to 12 high quality sentences using the sentence stem I would take about what you would take with you in your rucksack for a skyship adventure. And I noted this on the bottom. Every single word counts, and I think some of us have forgotten that. What we asked you to do was, and our focus for the week was on our grammar toolkit, focus was expanded noun phrases. So we spoke about what an expanded noun phrase is. It adds information to nouns, making writing more interesting, and it can appear both before and after the noun. We then spoke about what nouns were. So I'm just recapping this because I think it's really important that we understand this. A noun is a person, a place, or a thing. So for example, you had lake. Then we had a noun phrase, and we're building up the picture of what an expanded noun phrase is. So the lake, which has either a determiner or an article, and then the person, place, or thing. So determiner, the, and then lake is the noun. So the noun phrase, it could say 4 lakes, or it could say her lake, or their lake, or a lake. That is, it's determining how many or whose it is, or just the articles of the and a. So an expanded noun phrase, for example, is where you have the and then lake, but it's been expanded with that more information to make the writing more interesting. Here it's before, and we also spoke about how you can have, you can expand the noun lake before, and then which is surrounded by a forest is where it appears after. Okay, we use our tape measure to represent expanded noun phrases, and we always place it on the head noun, which we're going to talk about again in a minute, and then we expand, and we always say that we like a double tape measure. We imagine it as a double tape measure. So that's where our noun is, and then you've got the information before and the information after. So it's any information that relates to this head noun would be part of the expanded noun phrase. And then I brought the idea, and this is what I want to talk to you today about. It's the idea of this extension, extending your idea. We didn't do enough of that on Friday, so some of you in particular really need to extend your ideas. Okay, so we had some examples of basic expanded noun phrases. Okay, a fur-lined cape. So you've got the head noun is the cape being described by the adjective fur-lined. Okay, there's your determiner. A fur-lined cape is a very simple expanded noun phrase. We started doing those in year 2. And there I put my tape measure above the word cape because it is the head noun. It's being modified by the other elements within the phrase. Then I added a fur-lined leather cape. Again, a determiner, two adjectives describing our head noun. And then we separate those, because it's commas for a list, we separate those two adjectives out with a comma. If not, you'd have to put a fur-lined and leather cape. We get rid of the and we pop the comma in because it's commas in a list. Right, so now what I'm going to show you is these are really basic expanded noun phrases. You can do so much better. I did a 25-minute video describing every single step on how to be successful, and some of you were so successful. Some of you really missed some really easy opportunities that you played it very safe, and I don't want you to do that today. So today I want you to take risks, and I want you to think that every single word counts. Here were some examples of some basic expanded noun phrases that I saw. So we've got a cosy blanket, food and drinks, a bright compass, a coat so that I don't get wet, a bright blue water bottle, a packet of biscuits in case I get hungry, and a grapple hook. My question is, why? When you were asked to do your expanded noun phrases the other day, I wanted you to tell me why. Also, my other question is, what sort of adventure are we going on? We're going on a skyship adventure. All of these you could take on a camping trip. You were asked to create magical sentences, magical expanded noun phrases with magical items that had a really well thought. The idea was that they were really well thought out, that they were really descriptive, they were really original, there were no cliches, that you really thought outside the box. Of these, a grapple hook I thought was a great idea, but my point was, why? A grapple hook to do what? Or a grapple hook that? I want more. These are very basic. A coat so that I don't get wet. Think about that. Why is that going to help you on a skyship adventure? Could you have expanded this noun, this head noun here? Where is the information about that coat? The blanket here has been described with the word cosy. Yes, this is an expanded noun phrase. That's absolutely fine. Why do you need a cosy blanket on a skyship adventure? If you think you do, absolutely fine. But you need to give me more information why. A bright compass. I think a compass is a great idea. But again, why does the compass have to be bright? Could there be a better adjective there that can describe the compass? Could you add more information afterwards? A packet of biscuits in case I get hungry, food and drink. In my mind, they're already going to be on the trip. You've wasted a sentence. Every single word counts. What I would say is these are some examples, but I changed a few words around because you've got such a great opportunity here in a relatively simple activity that's been broken down for you. Your main task this week, looking back to our model text that we looked at on Friday, is to write a list of 8 to 12 sentences using expanded noun phrases, but they're really high quality. These ones here, what is the purpose? Okay, I want you to think this is that question, why? Okay, so if you're taking a bright compass, what's the purpose? A bright compass for or to which or that. A bright compass which can turn into a map for any lost explorer. Or that turns into a map for any lost explorer, or that reveals the way. What I do have is some really good examples. So what I want you to do, for those of you who have these types of expanded noun phrases, I want you to go back and I want you to add either for, to, which, or that to make a full sentence. I would take a cosy blanket. Again, I don't like cosy. What's the purpose of that? That, what does it do? Why have you got it? Why do you need that on a skyship adventure? Okay, Other hints. These, I know I've said here, I think you could take them on a camping trip. If you think you can take them on a skyship adventure, make them magical. So try to keep them magical. A creature companion for the skyship adventure. What equipment and devices are you going to take and why? Do you have any what magical jewellery could you wear and why would you wear a magical piece of jewellery? What is it going to do? What can be used to ward off danger? What about what books that will come in handy for a skyship adventure? Think about these questions. These are all there to help you create different expanded noun phrases. But keep thinking, what's the purpose? Why? Use these words. So an enchanted reed pipe for what? Why would you take an enchanted reed pipe? Now, here was my first example of a really high quality expanded noun phrase. And it's using that for here. So here we have a fur-lined leather cape. That's playing it too simple. A fur-lined leather cape, the colour of rock, for keeping warm in the winter and using as camouflage if lost in the mountains. Lots of detail, but everything relates to that one head noun. Yours need to look like this. It's not just 3 letters. It's not 3 words, and that's good enough. Your year 6s now, you need to be really extending your sentences. That's why I'm thinking about an extension lead. Have the information before. Some of you have just written your noun. What about the information before? What about the adjectives before? What about the information following it? Give more information. These were some sentences that I've picked out that I loved. So they're just different examples of ones that have been written by children in year 6 that I looked through the marking from Friday. So just some examples of some really nice ideas. And I've got them so that you can see the quality of your classmates' writing. And also because although there are some children who've written brilliant sentences, there are still some weaker sentences within those expanded noun phrases. So within your list, you can definitely still do some work on your weaker sentences, or you could add a few more. So we've got a demanding bolt of lightning trapped in a translucent bottle powering the energy core of the sky ship. The only thing I'm not sure about is demanding. I'm not sure how demanding a bolt of lightning would be, but I love the idea that it's powering the energy core of the sky ship. What fab vocabulary. Next, I love this imagery. A parachute made of silk from a black widow's web. Pi Corbett all the time talks about naming it. He didn't just put from a spider's web, it was a black widow's web, which is obviously a really deadly spider. So a parachute made of silk from black widow's web with an auto deploy function, which means it deploys itself when someone's in danger, and is as strong as rope so that it does not tear. When I read that, I was absolutely wowed. What great idea. Absolutely brilliant expanded noun phrase. Next, we've got a treasure map which bursts into flames when it senses an enemy, but appears untouched when it extinguishes itself. Again, really great use of vocabulary and great idea, a treasure map that bursts into flames when it senses an enemy, but then when it extinguishes itself, it looks untouched and it's back to normal. I really like this as well, although it's simple and again, it could require a bit of work. I love the idea, a mannequin double that will take my place in times of need. I just thought it was so original, definitely no cliche, and I just thought it was a great idea. This one, a beautiful sentence. A tub of iridescent pills that contain the equivalent of a full meal, yet it magically tastes like whatever food you think of. Just such a great idea. A supply of food and water that contains special vitamins giving you the strength of 100 men for 5 hours. A jar of bright fireflies to see in the dark just in case they sneak up behind you. A pocket-sized bottle of medicine for healing any wound or injury with only enough liquid for 3 separate doses. I wanted to show you some sentences that I think, and all of these were part of the I would take at the top, and then there were these different ones. I just wanted to show you some sentences that I thought were really high quality, so you can magpie ideas. I don't want these rewritten, but this is the quality of the writing of our Year 6 children at Eden Park. So now what I want you to do is I want you to mimic that, and I want you to read through your work and make sure that they are of this quality, all of them, because nobody's are. So by the end of today, you need to have 8 to 12 high quality expanded noun phrases about what items you'll be taking on your Skyship adventure. I need to know why you're taking them. What's their purpose? Make sure that they are magical. Extend your ideas using these and name them. Don't say spider, say Black Widow. I love that loads of you used Harry Potter's something, or you mentioned the genie from Aladdin's cave. You mentioned Thor's hammer. So there were lots and lots of great ideas. You need to go back and you need to make them all like that. This is an opportunity for you to be editing and improving your work like we would be at school. Because tomorrow you're going to be uploading it. You know how to do that now. So I'm only going to send a little reminder on the Facebook wall. Well, I say Facebook wall, our posts. I'm only going to send a reminder. It's not going to be an assignment tomorrow, but I will be asking you to upload them. Send us what you've done. We'll send you any responses in terms of spelling and grammar or any opportunities that you've missed. But if you need to, go back and pause on the really good examples and just think, what can you do to improve? The expectation is you know what an expanded noun phrase is and you're using them successfully in your writing. If you do this task well, it will be easier when we start writing our narrative and about our journey on our Skyship adventure. Just as a reminder, expanded noun phrases, and then this is keep extending it, extend it. Say what it's for. Don't just say a magical frog. Say a magical frog that is translucent in colour and can camouflage from danger. So tips again, name it, describe the object so the reader can imagine it. Reread to make the ideas flow, create fresh images, not cliches, say it aloud, choose words with care, avoid repeating words, reread to police your sentences, pretend you are your teacher. What are we going to say to you? You know, we say it all the time, you should know. Then, to make sure it's ready to be uploaded, make sure that you check your work. Don't use coloured text, don't use emojis and text speech, don't use the space bar to move to the next line. If you write today's up in Word, we can easily help you edit it and it's ready therefore for you to upload it to your blog. So if you have the opportunity to upload it onto Word, please do that today. We're looking forward to reading your work again. For those of you who worked really hard on Friday, you've got a bit of an easier day today, so well done. But just reread your sentences, and I was genuinely astounded by the quality of some people's work. So just repeat that and do another 4 sentences or improve your weaker ones.